Hi there. Thank you for joining us at JNC Better Living's Rooted Yoga. Today's practice is going to be a 60-minute practice focused on reducing stress. We've all got so much stress in our lives today, from the news to what's going on in the world and in our own personal lives. So I hope this practice helps you to find a little bit of easiness and more relaxation when you're done. Let's get started. Today we're going to begin at the front of our mat, taking some really deep breaths and grounding into our breath. First, we want to make sure that we are grounding into our feet, that our feet are both parallel, and that our toes are pointing toward the front of the mat. We want to make sure that we are lifting up from our arches and engaging our thighs, lifting up from our kneecaps. We want to engage our core, lengthen through our side body, broaden through our chest, relax our shoulders down and back, and really reach the crown of our head to the ceiling. Hands come to our sides, palms facing forward, fingers reaching down to the ground. This is just normal standing position. But with the daily activities that we do, with computer work and sitting on couches, our backs tend to round, and so this becomes challenging. But with enough practice, we can get back to a very straight spine. And very even breaths. So let's breathe in, raise your arms up to the sky. Breathe out, bring your hands down to heart center. As you breathe in through your nose. And as you breathe out through your nose. Breathe in, reach your arms down, around, and up. Breathe out, hands come to heart center. Now breathe in, step your left foot back, arms come down. And breathe out, right arm peels up to the sky for an easy twist. Hips should remain neutral, pointing toward the ground. Left foot heel reaches back to the back of the room. Breathe in, find length. Breathe out, drop your right hand to the mat, drop your left knee to the mat, and come up into Anjaneyasana. Ground into your planted right foot, back foot, toes can be tucked or they can be flat. Engage your thighs energetically toward one another. Engage your abs up and in. Broaden through your chest. Arms can be either in cactus or straight up, or they can even be on your hips. Breathe in one more time here. Find length. Crown of head reaches toward the ceiling. Breathe out. Hands plant on the mat. Step your right foot back to find downward dog. Breathe in. Ground into your knuckles. Widen your fingers so that you've got pie shapes between them. Really press into your index finger and thumb, and heels yearn toward the mat. They do not have to touch. Knees can be bent or they can be straight. And if your knees are bent, you might really try pressing your chest back to your thighs, and you get an even more challenging pose than if your legs are straight. Breathe in. Take your left leg and sweep it up to the sky. Breathe out. Bend your knee. Stack your hips. Getting a nice stretch on your left inner thigh and outer thigh. Breathe in. Now take your left foot back. Foot as though it's stamping the wall behind you. And breathe out. Step your foot between your hands. Breathe in. Right foot steps forward to meet your left. Breathe out. Forward fold. Breathe in. Half lift. Hands to shins, flat back. Breathe out. Relax your head and neck, forward fold. Breathe in, arms circle down, around, and up. Breathe out, hands to heart center. Now let's take that on the other side. Breathe in, step your right foot back. Breathe out, hands plant to the ground. Left arm reaches high to the sky. Hips should be parallel to the earth, finding a twist from your navel to your shoulders. Breathe in, find length from the crown of your head to your foot, really making an energetic line of energy. Breathe out, left hand comes down to the mat, right knee plants. Breathe in, spiral your arms down, around, and up, finding Anjaneyasana Asana. Breathe out, relax into your bend even more. Breathe in, engage your core. Breathe out, shoulders roll down and back. Breathe in, crown of head reaches toward the ceiling. Breathe out, hands come down. Tuck your back toes. Left foot steps back into downward dog. Breathe in, right leg reaches to the sky. Breathe out, stack your hips, finding a nice stretch. But really pressing into both hands here so that your upper body remains in a neutral position. Just your leg is, and your hip is twisting. Now breathe in, step your right leg back, and breathe out. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Left foot joins it, coming into a forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, circle your arms down, around, and up. Breathe out, hands to heart center. Now we're going to do a little neck relaxing movement. Take your fingertips behind your neck and just gently massage the sides of your neck that are just down and to the back of your earlobes. And then we're going to take a couple of gentle movements, being very gentle with your neck, just massaging lightly, turning our whole upper body to the right in a twist. Come back to center. Turn our upper body to the left. Come back to center. Now massage your neck a little bit more. This time just turn your head to the right, keeping your upper body facing forward. Don't want to twist your whole body here, just your neck. Breathe out, come back, neck to center. Breathe in, neck turns left, giving it a little massage. Breathe out, come back to center. Now you can take your arms down, and we'll do just a couple of neck rolls. So breathe in, drop your chin to your chest, and roll your neck slightly just to the right. Breathe out, drop your chin back to your chest. Breathe in, roll your chin slightly to the left. Breathe out, drop your chin back down. One more time like that. Breathe in, roll to the right. Breathe out, chin to chest. Breathe in, roll left. Breathe out, chin to chest. Now take your arms and circle them down, around, and up. And breathe out, hinge at your hips, fold forward, coming into a forward fold. Breathe in, step your left leg back, followed by your right, coming into plank pose. Breathe in, ground into your hands. Breathe out, really engage your core. Breathe in, make sure shoulders are over wrists. Breathe out, roll your shoulders slightly down so that there's space between your neck and your shoulders and you're not crunching up your neck. One more breath in. As you breathe out, bend your elbows, let them graze the sides of your body as you come all the way down to the mat. Breathe in, push into your hands, find cobra pose. Gaze stays toward the floor. Breathe out, release back down to the mat. Breathe in, really press into your knuckles as well as the tops of your feet, finding a second cobra pose. Breathe out, come back down. One more time. Breathe in, press into your knuckles, palms of your hands. Elbows graze your side body. Gaze is down. Breathe out. Come all the way back down to the ground. Now breathe in. Tuck your toes. And press back into child's pose. Knees can be wide or together. Press your tailbone down all the way to your heels. Let your shoulders get really heavy here and relax your forehead on the ground. If this is an uncomfortable position for you, props are definitely suggested. You can use a bolster like this to lean forward on. And if your head can't quite touch the ground, you can also use a block under your head to support you in this position. This is supposed to be a resting posture, this child's pose, so you want to be able to rest. Make it as comfortable as you can, because the goal of the pose is not to strain. The goal of the pose is to rest. So if you're straining, then you're not getting out of the pose what you need. One more breath here. Press into your hands. Remove your props if you have any. Press into your hands. Really spread your fingers wide again, making sure wrists are under shoulders. Tuck your toes and press back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, left foot steps forward, and then right foot steps forward. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift, hands find your shins. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in. Step your left foot back and find a 45-degree angle with your back foot. Make sure that it is hip distance width between your two legs so that you're on skis instead of a tightrope. And then breathe in, reach your arms high to the sky, coming into a warrior one position. Check your stance here, making sure that your knee is over your ankle and your hips are pointing toward the front of your room. Arms can be in cactus, they can be extended straight up, or they can be on your hips. Breathe in, engage your thighs toward one another. Breathe out, relax your tailbone down and back. Breathe in, engage your core. Breathe out, roll your shoulders down and back. Breathe in, lengthen through the crown of your head. Breathe out. Hands come back to the mat. Spiral your foot to on the balls of your feet, and then press into your right foot, coming up into a crescent lunge this time. Breathe in, find a little bit of length, engage your core. Breathe out, hands come to prayer. Breathe in. Now take your right hand on your lower back. Breathe out, stretch your left arm forward. Breathe in. Now peel your right arm to the back of the room, coming into a twisted crescent pose. Breathe in, find length. Breathe out, spiral your hands down to frame your foot, and step your right foot back to meet your left. Breathe in, left leg goes high this time. Breathe out, step forward between your hands. Breathe in, rotate your back foot to a 45-degree angle. Again, on skis, not a tightrope. Breathe out, reach your arms up, coming into warrior one pose. Breathe in, checking your stance, making sure that your front left knee is at about a 90-degree angle. Your back foot is really grounding into the outer edge. Breathe in and energetically engage your thighs. Breathe out, sink a little deeper. Breathe in, shoulders relax down your back. Breathe out, hands come to heart center. And then place them back on the mat, spiraling your foot to the ball of your foot now this time. And this time pressing up, coming into crescent pose. Breathe in, find length. Breathe out, really press back through your back right heel. Breathe in, hands come to your waist. Breathe out, left hand reaches in front of you. Right hand reaches in front of you. And peel your left arm open, coming into a twist on this side. Breathe in, find length, engage your core. Breathe out, twist a little deeper from your navel up to your shoulders. Gaze can be wherever it is comfortable on your neck. Breathe in. One more breath here. Breathe out. Spiral your hands down to frame your foot and step your left foot back to meet your right. Breathe in. Roll forward to plank. Breathe out. Either come all the way down to the ground, or this time we'll do a chaturanga. We lower halfway. Then we roll over our toes and press up into upward facing dog. And then we roll back over our toes, planting our feet firmly on the ground, coming back into down dog. Breathe in. Left leg reaches up. Breathe out. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Breathe in. This time, right foot, 45-degree angle. Breathe out. Spiral up into a warrior 2 position. Breathe in. Reach forward to come back. Reverse warrior. Breathe out. Left arm finds your left thigh. Right arm spirals up to the sky for a side angle. Breathe in. Come back to center. Arms parallel to the ground. Breathe out. Press into your left front foot and raise your arms to the sky. We'll do that 2 more times. Breathe in. Arms come back to parallel. Front knee bends. Breathe out. Arms raise. Front knee straightens. Breathe out. Arms back to parallel. Front knee bends. Breathe out. Arms come up. Front leg straightens. Breathe in. Bend your knee. Arms come to parallel. Breathe out. Spiral your arms down to the ground. Spin onto your back right toes. And left foot steps back to meet your right. Breathe in. Right leg comes high to the sky. Breathe out. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Breathe in. Left foot now comes to a 45-degree angle. This time, your front right foot intersects your back arch and spiral your arms up to come into warrior 2. Breathe in. Reach forward to go back. Reverse warrior. Breathe out. Right arm comes down to your right thigh. Left arm reaches up to come into side angle. In this position, you really want to make sure that you're not overstretching your neck. Gaze should be straight in front of you, only looking up if it's comfortable on your neck. Breathe in. Come back to parallel. Breathe out. Straighten your right knee. Arms raise. And we'll repeat this a couple times. Breathe in. Come back to warrior 2. Arms are parallel. Knee bent. Breathe out. Hands come to meet over your head. Front leg is straight. Breathe out. Back to warrior 2. Breathe in. Raise your hands. Straighten your front knee. Breathe in one more time. Back to parallel. Warrior 2. Breathe out. Spiral your arms down and around. And this time, left foot steps forward to meet your right. Breathe in. Half lift. Hands to shins. Flat back. Head, crown of head reaching toward the front of the room. Breathe out. Forward fold. Breathe in. Now take your feet either hips distance apart or toes can be touching, heels slightly apart. Bend your knees and come into chair pose. Breathe in, really energetically engage your thighs toward one another. Breathe out, draw your tailbone down and back. Breathe in, really engage your abs. This will help to prevent any injury or excess curvature in your lower lumbar spine. So energetically just squeeze your abs in as if they could touch your spine. Breathe out. Broaden through your chest. Arms can be cactus or they can be straight up. Breathe in one more time here, breathing into all the parts that are shaking, all the parts that are feeling incredibly challenged right now. Breathe out, hands to heart center, and slowly lower your head down. Breathe in, half lift, hands to shins. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, circle your arms down, around, and up. Breathe out, hands to heart center. Take another couple of neck movements here to help reduce some stress in our neck, where a lot of us feel it most. Again, placing our hands behind our neck, giving ourselves a nice little massage. Breathe in, turn your head to the right. Just gently massage in with your 3 fingers. Breathe out, come back to center. Breathe in, turn your head left, gently massage. Breathe out, come back to center. Breathe in, one more time like that. Breathe out, back to center. Breathe in, gaze goes left. Breathe out, back to center. Arms can come down at your sides now, and we're going to do half neck rolls. Breathe in, roll your head to the right shoulder. Breathe out, bring your head back down to center, chin to chest. Breathe in, roll your neck to the left. Breathe out, roll down, chin to chest. One more time like that. Breathe in, roll your neck to the right shoulder. Breathe out, chin to chest. Breathe in, roll left. Breathe out, chin to chest. We're going to sink back into our chair pose. Toes either together, heels slightly apart, or feet can be hip distance apart, whatever's more comfortable on your body. Breathe in. Raise your arms either out extended in front of you or above your head. Breathe out. Sink back. Breathe in. Make sure your knees are pointing over your toes and that you can see your toes. Breathe out. Engage your core. Draw your tailbone down. Really suck in your belly again, feeling like it's drawing into your spine. Breathe out. Broaden through your chest. This is uncomfortable. Arms can be down. Breathe in one more time here. Breathe out. Forward fold. Breathe in. Half lift. Hands to shins. Breathe out. Forward fold. Breathe in. Step your left foot back, coming into our crescent pose again. Breathe out. Reach your arms up to the sky. Breathe in. Find length. Energetically engage your legs, pressing your back left heel toward the back of the room, right knee jutting right out over your front toes. Breathe in. Find length. Hip bones tilt slightly up. Tail draws down and back. Breathe out. Shoulders relax. Down and back. Breathe in. Hands to heart center. Breathe out. Bend forward. Hook your left arm on your right leg and find a twist in your upper body. Breathe in, really ground into all four corners of your front foot. Breathe out, energetically press through your back heel, finding a nice diagonal line of energy from your back heel to the crown of your head. Breathe in, find length, twisting only from your navel to your shoulders. Breathe out, plant your hands, and step your left foot forward to meet your right. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, arms down, around, and up. Breathe out, hands to heart center. Breathe in, this time stepping your right foot back, coming into a high lunge. Breathe out, check the position of your feet once again. Left foot, toes should be pointing forward. Left knee pointing right over your toes. Back foot should be on the ball of your foot. Heel energetically pushing toward the back of the room. Breathe in. Hip points lift slightly. Breathe out. Tailbone draws down. Breathe in. Find length through your side body. Breathe out. Extend your arms up for a breath. Breathe in. Crown of the head reaches toward the ceiling. Breathe out. Hands come to heart center. Right elbow hooks on your left, outside your left knee. And find a prayer twist in this position. Breathe in. Crown of your head reaches toward the front of the room. Breathe out. Twist a little deeper from your navel up to your shoulders. Breathe in and breathe out. Hands come to frame your front foot, and left foot steps back to meet your right. Breathe in. Knees come down to your mat. Can be in wide position, or they can be together. And press your seat back into your heels, coming into a child's pose. Once again, taking your props if you'd like them, so that you can find comfort in this pose, whether it be a block, a bolster, or you can even put a bolster between your heels and your tailbone, so that if your tailbone doesn't reach all the way, now you can find some support of your torso, and you should be able to find some comfort here. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Arms can be reaching out in front of you. Arms can be in a diamond shape where the fingers are touching and the elbows are out wide. Or if you've got your knees together, your arms can be back behind you, touching your feet, or just relaxing down and back. Palms can be facing up. Breathe in and breathe out. If you're feeling a lot of heat in your body, breathing out through your mouth will help to release some of that heat. Try to keep your breaths even when you feel tired or overworked. Breathe out with equal lengths as your inhales. Now breathe in, take your hands in front of you if they aren't already, and press into them, walking yourself up, removing your props, and then sliding your seat to one side or the other, whatever is comfortable for you. Now we're going to do a Baddha Konasana, which is a bound angle pose. This is another good pose to use a prop. You can sit on a blanket or a bolster, and just sitting on the edge gives your body a nice tilt so that you are not over-rounding in your spine. If you don't feel that that is an issue, then you don't have to do that. If you feel it's a tremendous issue, for you, then what you can do is sit on something that's even higher. But again, sitting on the edge of it with just barely your seat on it will help you to find a lot of length in your spine. So we're going to take our soles of our feet together now, and we're going to hold on to our feet. You can, in this situation, use blocks under your knees if they don't touch. And again, using props aids you in getting into the best possible position for your body, which then you get so much more out of the pose. So I have blocks under my knees. We're going to breathe in. These postures, we want to engage our core, which always helps us to protect our back. And we can either hold on to our feet, or we can rest our arms on our legs, or we can use our legs as kind of leverage, pressing into our thighs to come into a little bit of a fold. You can forward fold as much as you can keep your back straight. You don't want to over round your back in this position until you've gotten, the length that you need. You can also use blocks in this position if you would like to find a rest on your head so that you don't have to hold it up, by stacking them one on top of the other until you find a really good, comfortable position. The idea of this pose is to find a nice stretch in your inner thighs, but it's not to get your head to your feet. So you don't need to press yourself all the way down. You just want to get enough of a stretch to find your edge without feeling any pain at all. We'll take one more breath here. Breathing in and out for equal lengths. Now slowly take your hands to the outsides of your knees. Raise your body up to clear the way and bring your knees together with your hands. That can really help you from creating a strain if you didn't use your hands that you might create. So now we're going to come into a supine twist, and you can choose to either leave your blanket or bolster there or not, or test it out and see what works for you. You're going to take your left leg and stretch it forward, and we want our feet flexed. We want to really engage this thigh and calf muscle and press it into the ground. It's an energetic pose, so you want to make sure that this leg is engaged. Then we're going to take your right foot and cross it over your left thigh. We want to make sure that you can press into your big toe. So if you can only do that down here, crossing over at the knee, that's perfectly okay. If you can bring it up to the thigh and press in that way, that's okay also. So wherever you can really make sure that your foot is pressing into the ground, that's what we want to do. And then we are going to take our left arm and wrap it around our right leg and raise our right arm, extend it up to the ceiling. What we want to do here is we want to get our twist from our navel up to our shoulders as much as we can twist with our own muscles. Then we can take our right hand down to the ground to support us, but we want to be in a very upright position. So grounded leg is engaged. Your right leg crossed over your other leg. Big toe is pressing into the earth or your mat. Your tailbones are connected and spreading, supporting you on the mat or on your bolster. And then your twist is coming from your navel up to your shoulders. Gaze should only be in line with your spine. Don't have to send your neck all the way to your shoulder or your back hand. The twist is really the work that's happening is in your upper back. So breathe in one more time here and breathe out. Come back to facing forward. Let's take our right foot, stretch it out in front of us, and kind of do a shaking out of our legs a little bit to help to kind of release anything that you were feeling a little tense about. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So right leg is really engaged. Your upper thigh, your calf, all pressing into the earth. Your toes on your right foot are flexed, and then we're going to cross our left foot over our right, again, only as far as we can so that our toe, our big toe, on our left foot in this case, can really press into the earth. We'll take our right arm, we'll wrap it around our bent leg, and raise our left arm high. Breathe in and twist. We're going to twist only as far as we can so that we can remain neutral with our neck. You don't want to overstretch your neck. So let's make sure that we're energetically engaging everything, drawing our abs up and in, finding length in our body. Breathe out, twist. Breathe in. Oh, and this arm can come back, sorry. And breathe out, twist a little more. Okay, coming back to forward, taking our left foot, planting it down on the ground. And this time we are going to come into one more challenging pose before we roll down into a nice long Shavasana. So this is Navasana boat pose, and we can keep our blanket if that works for you. In this case, it doesn't work for me. So we want our feet facing forward. We want to wrap our hands under our thighs. We want to sit up on our sits bones and really engage our thighs energetically toward one another. We want to engage our abs, lift up, find length in our spine, roll our shoulders down and back. Now breathe in and lift your feet up, and you can find a slight reclined position here. But again, the goal is to have lots of length in our spine from our crown of the head to our tailbone. So if you want to let go, which we can do, if your back starts to round like this, then you're not getting a good energetic engagement of your core. You're better off holding on than you are kind of letting go like that. So we want to breathe in, find length. If you want to let go, as long as your back is straight, you're good. And breathe in, and we're going to hold this for a couple breaths. Your body is going to start to shake, and that means it's working. You want to make sure that you are energetically engaging your thighs, energetically engaging your core. Breathe in and breathe out. Let your foot down. Wrap your arms around both your legs and give yourself a nice squeeze because you deserve it. That was a challenging couple of poses. So now we're going to roll down and do a nice supported bridge pose before we move into Shavasana. Slowly roll your body one vertebrae at a time down until your head is the last thing to come down. We're going to take our block and lift our seat and put the block on our sacrum, so not on your sits bones and not on your back, but find that nice sweet spot right in the middle where you can tell that there's a bone there, and that's what we're going to rest on the block. We want our shoulders tucked in just slightly under our body and our palms facing up. You want to make sure that your feet are parallel and your knees are also straight up from where your ankles are. So a perpendicular line. In this pose, it's always good to close your eyes and rest because this is a nice kind of transformation to our Shavasana time. If you feel that you want a little bit more of a back bend, you can take your block to the second level, or you can stack 2 blocks on top of each other, as long as you're careful to make sure that that is carefully positioned so you don't fall over. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Again, remembering to even out our inhales and exhales. And breathing in all the way into our belly to fill it up when we inhale, and then breathing out completely when we exhale. What happens to us in stressful situations in life is that we breathe because we have to, but we do a lot of breathing in our chest and we don't fill up our belly. And when we do that, we do not get the full benefit of the breath, which if you're breathing in completely into your belly and filling it up, then you really are helping your body to relax and to de-stress. So we want to make sure that we're getting nice belly breaths in and out. In and out. Now for Shavasana today, we're going to move into that, and I have a couple of options for you to consider. You can either take your normal Shavasana, in which case you will remove your block right now and start to get comfortable with your feet extended out in front of you. If you put your block on the lowest setting, then you can take Shavasana by extending your legs with your sacrum resting on the block. And that is a really nice stretch if it feels comfortable for you, and a kind of a nice heart-opening position. And the third option for you is to remove your block entirely and to find a wall and to get your seat up really close to the wall, and then lift your legs so that they are up the wall. And this is literally a pose that is called wall. Because veins, returning your blood to your heart, it reduces the need for your heart to pump so much. Therefore, helping to stress your heart. And any kind of inversion that you take, even our forward fold class, an excellent opportunity to de-stress. So if you find yourself in a challenge to relax, whether that be in a version or whether that be in your breath, or whether that be rolls that we did, or the massaging of our own, let those to de-stress. I'm going to leave you now in a nice long 5-minute Shavasana. I will come back, guide you out. But if 5 minutes is not you, you like 15 minutes, or you've got a whole hour to let you, I would encourage you to do so. You move into Shavasana now, back to your natural breath. I would encourage you to be an observer Now slowly wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. If you're in regular Shavasana, roll over to one side. If you're on a block, slowly remove that from under you and roll to your side. And if you're up the wall like me, is into your chest, then roll over to one side or another gently, trying to keep your eyes closed, using your hands to press you up into a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center, and we're going to do one mantra of Om, which is a universal chant that connects all of us in the universe. And this is another great way to use repetitive sounds to reduce stress. So please join me if you will. Om. The light and love in me honors and respects the light and love in you. Thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Namaste.